Hello everyone, and now welcome to a human mirror match taking place here on Concealed Hill. TGW spawning as the purple human player on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Hipposaur spawning as the blue human over here on the top right. First 2 minutes of the game, well, I'm trying to value your time as well. First 2 minutes of the game, just going to be placing down Altar of Kings. It will be an Archmage going up against a Bloodmage in this human mirror match. So battle of the brains, but not the typical battle of the brains, as the Bloodmage as a primary hero against an Archmage may fall a little bit short. We'll see if the Archmage here is able to get to level 2 quickly, get that Brilliance Aura going, and then put in a lot of pressure with those water elementals against an Archmage or against a Bloodmage who is attempting to take down this rock golem in order to pick up a powerful consumable item. Alright, you can see the mud golems, other units are trying to make their way over. This is all being scouted out by Hipposaur. There is one footman right there who is trying to disrupt a bit as a potion of invulnerability now picked up. Archmage running across the map now, having Claws of Attack +5, a very useful item in this situation. Those static items allowing that Archmage to deal more range damage, and once that Archmage gets up to level 2, should be able to put in quite a bit of pressure. You can see, alright, perhaps going to try and push through with a water elemental and then take this down, but you can see the quick reaction time of TGW to make sure to get repairs underway on that Scout Tower. Scout Tower will have no problem upgrading to an Arcane Tower, and well, the Arcane Tower really pushes back that Archmage from really being able to do far too much. Alright, trying to use that line of sight, pushing back that footman there as the Bloodmage still pushing back against that Archmage. Hello, Dustwallow Dweller, how you doing? Good morning to you. If it is, well, if you're any part of the US, then yes, good morning. If you are in the EU, it's probably already afternoon for you as well. Anyways, breaking things down. Footman getting trained up here. Water Elemental healing over here at the Fountain of Health. Archmage hiding underneath this Fountain of Health here to try to get healed up. He is at level 2 now and should really benefit once more. This Footman also going to try and heal up as we are looking at Militia making their way down to take down this Null Overseer creep camp. It's 320 in EU. Alright, Bloodmage quickly getting up to level 2, going for Siphon Mana, attempting to drain mana out of that Null Warden, but the Militia just did far too good of a job taking that down quickly. Claws of Attack +9 now picked up by the Bloodmage, and that Bloodmage, even though it would benefit from the Claws of Attack +9, the Bloodmage with that Siphon Mana is normally going to be trying to do channeled abilities, so that Claws of Attack +9 really not that useful. Peasants not getting taken down here. Another peasant going to get taken down. Archmage could end up, well, running through the flames there. There goes another water elemental. I don't believe, however, that much experience was given, as a low hit point footman could end up getting taken down. What one final shot right there in the back. The Bloodmage not keeping track of it, not getting any experience at all. Meanwhile, peasants going after, or footmen going after all of the peasants here once more. Archmage doesn't have that much mana though, and once again having a bit of problem trying to, well, punish his opponent here. TGW, remember, has not tech to tier 2 yet, as he was trying to go for an expansion, and now Hipposaur, well, sitting at, or nearly sitting at tier 2, if he can punish TGW's expansion even further, should be able to take his technological advantage, as he'll be able to get down a second hero, perhaps even a panda of some sort, and then put in pressure. No, it is not going to be a panda, a Naga Sea Witch being trained up here to perhaps try and pick off some of these units here. There's that Siphon Mana Archmage trying to get away, and while getting constantly body blocked there, Archmage unable to drop the water elementals as planned, as the Naga Sea Witch comes over and ready to put in pressure. Alright, Cold Arrows Footman trying to retreat all the way back here, going after some of those peasants. Bloodmage going to get within range here, try to take down more units. There goes another, as we see more Siphon Mana from that Bloodmage again. Peasant after peasant getting taken down slowly but surely. Another peasant is all that is left here, as more Militia are now being called over. Alright, peasants trying to, well, get to work. Militia being called back over as well, and TGW's expansion is just going to fall short, but this could give level 3 to the Bloodmage, as the Bloodmage is still engaging, and well, just 23 experience shy now. All right, off to the north here, Footman trying to retreat back, but the use of the Fountains of Health has really been the story of this matchup. Constantly healing at the Fountains of Health, not having to go for an Arcane Vault, and Hipposaur doing a great job timing the Arcane Sanctums to be finished during the daytime so that he's able to continue all of this healing. What do you make of Holy Longdale, the new lead of Holly Longdale, the new lead of the WarCraft 3 dev team or the classics team? I think she's saying all the right things. I think Blizzard is just trying to clean up a bit of their PR mess, to be honest, as a level 2 Flame Strike now comes down and puts in a pressure on all of these peasants here. Footman gonna go to town, going after all of these peasant workers off to the north here, and now all TGW needs to do is continually throw down these Flame Strikes, taking out many of these units. Yeah, the best move is the wait and see about Holly and that new dev team. All right, there goes another Blizzard down as well. We're going to be taking down more militia as we now see a Scroll of Town Portal to try and, save the expansion here. Multiple bits of damage going to be coming across. There's that Siphon Mana Archmage sitting at level 2, not yet at level 3. Gets to level 3, but only gives more mana to drain as Footmen are now going to get taken down. Water Elemental is still in position. Naga Sea Witch could be able to get in a little bit more damage there as the Naga Sea Witch down to 20 hit points. One final shot from the Bloodmage takes it down as the Bloodmage now getting closer to level 4. Archmage is at level 3. His auto attacks are a bit scary as well as the Footmen are getting in the way. Heading back off to the north here, Footman now looking to retreat and now head away. All right, Priest going to be doing a little bit of healing here. Could be looking at some more. A Footman actually backing up. Not a good play by Hipposaur there as he now needs to head back off to the north. The economic advantage of TGW looks like it is going to take hold, but he is still at tier 1 and perhaps just going to try to transition into Rifleman before going into tier 2. Flame Strike coming across, that is going to deal a considerable amount of damage, or just perhaps make that Archmage pivot and rotate around a bit as the Naga Sea Witch now back out onto the battlefield. Arcane Vault, multiple towers being placed down here. Priest joining in on the battle. I don't see Spellbreakers as of yet. Now adding in Sorceresses first, perhaps to try and pick off some of these these trailing Footmen, as the Priest now needing to break that connection, giving that Bloodmage perhaps a bit too much mana. A Flame Strike should be coming down here in just a moment, right in the center of all of those units. Footmen running through the fire and flames right there. Bloodmage, however, trying to stick around in a rather difficult spot, trying to maintain that connection, and then realizes, wait, I cannot absorb that much damage. Slow also being cast across multiple Footmen as the Naga Sea Witch trying to break that connection, finishing off more of these Footmen as well. It's going to come down to the supporting cast, these Priest and Sorceresses attempting to keep this going as Hipposaur pivots over into the natural or the main base now, as the units are going to perhaps try to dive on in. In comes perhaps some repairs, plenty of towers here, and plenty of peasants by TGW already lying in wait to try and keep this tower alive. Naga Sea Witch losing. Who's actually getting the attacks right now? Arcane Towers attacking the Priest, trying to focus them down quickly. Peasants are going to come over, try and repair. Footmen now coming in from behind as well. There goes one Arcane Tower, as the Bloodmage now perhaps going to try and disrupt and place down some Flame Strikes as well, since he can no longer get an advantage here. Meanwhile, TGW going for tier 2 at the Town Hall. Will be able to call to arms there as well, while making it look like he's doing significant damage and pressure. Guard Tower and Arcane Tower keeping all of these units back once more. Scroll of Town Portal going to head back as the Bloodmage realizes he cannot stick around in this fight. Arcane Vault being thrown down here in order to start getting those Spellbreakers, which are such a needed unit when your opponent is going for AoE damage, such as a Bloodmage's Flame Strike. Tech to tier 2, only a quarter of the way done, rebuilding new farms to try and protect some of these peasants as they are working, as the Bloodmage now looks to clear off this rock golem creep camp that he started so long ago. Siphon mana right there. It doesn't look like the Forestral High Priest is actually standing in the fire, as the Bloodmage drains pretty much all of its mana. Coming back around, and Naga Sea Witch now sitting at level 3, going for level 2 Frost Arrows. And where is the Archmage? Archmage still wandering around and, well, heading back south with a while using a Clarity Potion. Bloodmage, it could try and get a Flame Strike here across some of these units. There's a bit of a slow onto the Zeppelin, as the Zeppelin could have a very, very bad day indeed. Bloodmage purposely dropped there. There's a big Flame Strike, as the footmen are all taking, well, quite significant amount of damage. A lot of healing going across between the priests and the sorceresses there. Archmage needs to join in on that and join in with the casters. As you can see, they are relatively low on mana. All right. Units heading off to the north here, making sure that there is no expansion. Footmen coming back down to the south here. We are looking at Hipposaur does place down a sentry ward. We'll know if there's any invisible units making their way over, as the Naga Sea Witch and, well, Footman now trying to dive on into this position. There's a retrain to Blizzard, so massive AoE damage coming across on multiple sides here, as a Blizzard going to slowly poke away at this front door farm area. Meanwhile, Footman trying to dive on in here. There's a couple of priests hanging back. There is no training of any spellbreakers as of yet, as I believe the Archmage should be trying to Blizzard down at this arcane tower and continue to put in more pressure here. We could actually end up seeing, well, enough of these farms getting taken out that TGW will end up becoming supply block. Archmage runs out of mana here and still taking arcane feedback damage, not what he was bargaining for. Meanwhile, off to the north here, the Goblin Zeppelin causing quite a problem, as the Bloodmage able to throw down a couple of flame strikes. And, well, that is starting to become an issue as well. Militia still being called over. Arcane Tower going to get taken down. Another Arcane Tower is still operational, as the Bloodmage looking to finish off, perhaps take down some of these units, as the peasants lose their armament and turning back into, well, peasants. Siphon mana away from a single priest. Meanwhile, down to the south here, Naga Sea Witch trying to finish off some more of these units. Priests and sorceresses hanging back. Archmage with that brilliant aura is still keeping up all of these units, as well as the peasants are slowly getting taken down, as the footmen with Defend able to, well, stand amongst a sea of towers and really not suffer that much damage. All right, in comes another round of Blizzard. More damage coming back across. Goblin Shredder now joining in on the fight, as the Bloodmage off to the north, pushing in pressure again. This has really turned into a base race scenario, but as you remember, I've said in the past, if you are up bases, well, being in a base race, it just seems to be better for you. Hipposaur finally getting to level 2 Brilliance Aura. Militia now being called in from the side, and does Hipposaur realize that there is now a keep at the expansion location? Priest trying to heal, trying to get a little bit of separation and distance. There's a giant blizzard across multiple peasants there. That's going to give level 4 to the Naga Sea Witch, as all of those slow to low hit point peasants quickly getting taken out. All right, what is the remainder of this, well, quote-unquote main base, even though it's not where the keep is, as Spellbreakers looking to push in on through. Meanwhile, off to the north, Goblin Zeppelin still continuing to tie up Hipposaur, as there's only 4 workers for Hipposaur compared to the 10 for TGW. All right, we are still mining away at that, at the quote-unquote expansion location, as the footmen are now getting finished up here. All right, the footmen really able to defend back a lot of that damage onto the guard towers and whatnot. Well, and really just hold their own and shut down the main base. Meanwhile, off to the north, Goblin Zeppelin extremely low on hit points. There's a couple of priests here. How much damage is going to be had, as the Goblin Zeppelin now down to 37 hit points. Bloodmage trying to walk on through and will be actually able to make it out of this base here. No one actually guarding the front door, as a couple of Spellbreakers and priests, or Spellbreakers and Riflemen now making their way through. Cloak of Shadows being picked up there, as the, well, Archmage throws down a Blizzard to try and, well, finish off the remainder of this base here. Naga Sea Witch is going to be able to finish off the Goblin Shredder. No, it will not. Plenty of units on repair. Footmen with Defend, able to reflect back some of that damage as the main base will get taken down. Meanwhile, Bloodmage still fighting their way through here. There's a couple of priests trying to heal up, trying to go after the Rifleman. TGW is cleaning this up nicely as Hipposaur, well, may end up losing his only mining operation. Archmage going after all these units here, 41 supply compared to 34. The army of Hipposaur is significantly larger, even though there's only a 5 supply difference between these two armies, just because, well, there are more workers out here onto the battlefield. Priest and Sorcerer should really be staying close to this group. Now you can see quite a bit, and there's it goes, a giant Fork Lightning finishing things off. A Goblin Shredder trying to make its way out. It could get taken down, and well, if it is taken down, Archmage gonna, well, inch up more experience again. We are now looking at main base versus expansion location here. All of these guard towers could, well, spell a problem, as there are only also 2 workers left somewhere on the map by Hipposaur. Where are these workers? Workers are down here to the south, but it doesn't matter, that because they don't have that much gold, cannot build a building at all. 38 supply compared to 29. Archmage, Naga Sea Witch now trying to put in a pressure. It is a solo Bloodmage sitting at level 4, but a well-placed Flame Strike across that supporting cast of Sorceresses and Priests could deal enough damage. Spellbreakers walking through that, well, through the blizzard right there, not really caring at all. Footman with Defend, able to reflect back some of that damage while also, dealing bonus damage to those Spellbreakers. In comes a Flame Strike behind all of the units. Sorceress is able to dodge away once more. Rifleman trying to rejoin in on the battle, and it will be able to get back inside here as more priests need to heal back up. Goblin Zeppelin picking up some of those units. Footman still diving on in as the Naga Sea Witch wants to finish off more of these units. Spellbreakers looking to back away again as the casters all need to heal up more of those units. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch getting all of her mana drained by that Flame Strike after using a potion of invulnerability, able to hold on still. All right, in comes a Flame Strike there. Is it going to give level 5 to that Bloodmage? Level 5 would spell certain doom, as level 3 Flame Strike is just that much more powerful and more efficient at taking down that back line. 34 supply compared to 29. Expansion here with plenty of towers. No mining happening off to the north here. 2 peasants just hanging back as the blizzard still raining down across all of these units here. Spellbreakers, Arcane Tower removing much of the mana from the Archmage, as the Archmage is trying to finish things off here. That one Spellbreaker not really having to worry, as the only thing that does damage to those Spellbreakers are the Naga Sea Witch, the Archmage, and then a bunch of melee footmen who don't want to stand too close to all of the action. Lone Rifleman, well, heading off to the north here. A couple of, well, low hit point peasants that could easily get taken on. Archmage continuing with this siege damage and pressure as another round of siphon mana trying to, well, stop the sorceress and the priest and the Naga Sea Witch with this continual pressure. All right, Footmen, do they have Defend? If they do have Defend, going to go ahead and reflect back some of that. There's another Naga Sea Witch getting drained away once more, and now out of mana completely. No Fork Lightning anywhere, as we're looking at an Arcane Sanctum and perhaps an Arcane Vault about to fall as well. Who's going to level up first? That is the question. Archmage versus the Bloodmage. And, well, that may be the tipping point on both sides. Both sides still trying to fight their way through. Bloodmage just wants a little bit more and unable to get that next bout of experience. A Flame Strike across that backline would be a huge, huge point, as the Bloodmage now looks to retreat again. Bloodmage retreating all the way back here as the, well, more towers are still getting completed here. Arcane Sanctum going to get taken down. Bloodmage holding on still. How is this game going to end here? Both sides so close, and there's a nasty Flame Strike. Sorceresses, well, Spellbreakers able to walk through. Priest able to heal up. Bloodmage gets up to level 5 first, and is that going to be enough? Bloodmage now trying to retreat. Does have some health item. Scroll of Regeneration and Scroll of Town Portal for temporary invulnerability, as all of the peasants backed away for a moment, not taking any of that blizzard damage. Just a couple of, well, a centimeter, not far enough to really disrupt any of the mining. TGW still mining away at this point. Meanwhile, a lone rifleman and a goblin shredder inside of the main base to try and take down all of these buildings. All right, if this is a problem for Hipposaur. If Hipposaur tries to back away and try to defend his base, then he's going to be stuck in a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, Archmage is going to go ahead and finally get a Blizzard down across some of those peasants as well. Is this going to be enough to actually break down all of the guard towers? That is the question. That is a lot of arcane damage pushing back on through, as we are now looking at the Spellbreakers coming in from behind. Footman with the Fen going to turn back around. We could be looking at the Flame Strike along the backside here. No Flame Strike. There's a Flame Strike there, as the Archmage going to end up getting taken down. He walks into the fire and taken out by TGW's Flame Strike. Strange game. Overall resources making a very big difference. The longer the game went, the better it went for TGW, since he was mining over almost 8,000 gold more than his opponent. That is quite a bit, actually, and even though he had the lower hero score. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.